Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm gonna do a quick intro for a video. I had Jake Riggs. He's the guy out in Pennsylvania who came up with this concept, this conglomeration of a couple different devices. One is the Flint Locker, which was created and invented, if you will, by Flint Anderson, contrary to what you may have heard in different avenues. And then the Limitless Crown Anchor. This concept is from the mind of Jake Riggs, a really great climber, third generation, out in southeast Pennsylvania. So just to clear up any confusion on that you may hear somewhere down the road. And what Jake's idea was to combine the Flint Locker with the short adjustable friction saver. He'll go over installation, retrieval, and the different ways to configure this, right? So have at it. There you go.
Hey, I'm Jake Riggs, climber out of Southeast PA, down in the main line. Here to just go over the Limitless Crown Anchor, Limitless Canopy Anchor. This is sold at WesSpur. Doesn't mean you can't make it yourself. That's how I started using it. Doing a little collaboration with Dave. He made this up for me. All it is a soft 8 Flint Locker. Just a standard ring to ring, as well as a ring to ring canopy saver. They can use just for your regular double rope technique, or in this case, canopy-basing, where it'll be a reverse basal anchor up in the top of the tree. So I will assume that everyone knows how to install the soft 8. It's your standard alpine butterfly right below that small ring for a type of jamming knot. Okay, clip a carabiner for your backup. Now here's the difference. When I use this type of setup, which isn't every day, it could be once a week to 3 times a week. I mainly started using this after these large storms that came through our area last summer, where you couldn't see into the top of the crown and you had to actually guess. I wouldn't say guess, but use your best judgment on where to tie in properly when you're ascending. So I would always ascend a little lower than the tie-in point, which would be ideal, all the way up top, and inspect the crown, and then say, hey, I can set up a little bit higher than this. And being able to leave an access line in the tree with this setup just gave me that little bit of a little self-rescue kit almost, where if I were put in a jam, a climber can access the tree on a separate system close enough to my tie-in point and be able to either lower me to the ground or get more assistance up to me. So for me, this setup, I will already have a pre-tied separate climbing line with a little throw ball on the end, so I'm able to advance higher. You advance similar to double rope technique, MRS, where you can get up to where you want and you'll descend back down to set up your canopy at the top of the tree. So I can just clip this. You can clip this to the rings on this side. It doesn't matter. I like trying to keep everything nice and neat here. Just clip it to the rings because I'm able to access this and lower. So if I come up to a union, I have to reach this. This will always hang a little bit lower than where you're going to jam a knot. So I'll just pull this whole line right up into the tree. And there we go. Now this line is my access line. This is my retrieval line. Same setup as any type of soft 8, any type of cinching canopy anchor. The only difference is this will be my working line when I'm in the tree, and I'll be able to abandon this line, and this could either be used for foot lock, single rope technique, but this can all retrieve off of one line. Now you don't have to use double the rope. This is a 220 foot Cam 3 Max. I've used it before where I've just had 100 foot of line and then added a small 8mm Retrieval line on it. So it was less rope, less gear. So if you're hiking up through the woods, long backyards and everything, you don't have to bring this abundance of gear with you. You can actually cut it down to 200 foot lines and a light retrieval line to just have a lighter backpack gear. I don't know, whatever's preference for you. But what I like to do in these, you can use a rope wrench on this, rope runner, doesn't matter. Me personally, when I'm doing this type of setup within the tree, I'll just use the Taz because it's midline attachable, easy, on, off. I mean, once it's on, it's pretty simple to just go right up. I get to my tying point, take it off, and I can just stow it away. Very easily just to go up. That's my personal preference. Doesn't mean you have to use it. There's plenty of other options out there. All right, guys. Now, when I'm at the top of the tree, I'll have this separate climbing system. And I kind of inspect up there. All right, there's my high tying point. So I'll slack out this system up on top where my throw ball is and advance. So I want to be all the way up there, right? Make sure you have plenty of slack above your wrench. And you're still in your climbing system. You're still in your ascent system. Get myself down. All right. Nice. Now say I didn't want to just go over that like a base anchor, you're able to back up through multiple unions and take that stress and load force off that top tying point. So I'll do it just like a base anchor. So I'll throw it over. Down through that union. Get you wrapped around. Wrap that chunk. Now I'm set up in the top of the tree. So here's where I wouldn't say it gets tricky. It depends on the length of your friction saver. So for me, this is going to work for me because I can set this adjustment up in that top 15% of the canopy. That's usually where I like to hit my initial shot and then advance from there. So it's going to flip my rope wrench system in to my ring on my bridge just to have it all together. Now I got to just set this up. It doesn't matter how you set this up around the tree. It's going to be your personal preference because it's a redundant system. Okay? So for me, I'm going to try to keep the flow of the rope going. I keep a ring on this side and a ring on this side. And it'll actually be right below where my soft 8 is. Now you are able to retrieve this with either end of your rope. Whether it be your working line that you brought up with you or your initial ascent line. It's all going to matter which part the smallest ring for retrieval is. So on my ring to ring here, I can retrieve it on this end or retrieve it with the orange rope. It's going to be whatever you want to set up, however the setup is. So for here, I have mine set up. I want to be right below this big, large union here. I'll take my throw ball off, and I'll pass it through my large ring. and then go through my small rig. Now you don't need to get this tight yet. You're not in it yet. So for me, I need a little bit more room to tie that Alpine. Tie my Alpine or a bowline on the bite, whatever you use as a jamming knot. Now in this instance, since they're right up next to each other, I can cinch this up nice. It won't go anywhere. I'll turn this around. So you can see mine's right here. There's my Alpine and everything right here, okay? If you give yourself a long enough tail, you'll be able to clip it to your initial ascent line, that original Alpine butterfly that we jammed that smaller ring with. So I'll clip. I got a carabiner in there to block my jam. So now this is a working line right now. This is a work position line. Fully capable of working off of. And now the orange line is an access line into the tree, or it could be a second leg, like kind of like a triple fret, where if I wanted to end up way out there but not use this line, I could preset a limb from the canopy. It's honestly whatever, it's whatever your imagination can come up with at this point. So once I have that down, I have this tail here. I'm just going to flip over to my jamming knot of the original soft 8 and tie a clove hitch just to attach that carabiner. So this is tied off, and I have this tied to my Flint Locker soft 8 here. I don't know if you can see that. So now when I'm done the climb, all I have to do is pull one line at a time. So I can abandon the Taz. This line now is a solely independent access line or work position line that is redundant from my top cannon base anchor. So they can individually support a climber each on their own because this is a non-load bearing sling here. So I'm tied off here, tied off here. I'm in the canopy and I'm ready to go to work. Now this is for retrieval. What I personally like to do is retrieve off the access line because it's my longest line. Doesn't mean you have to. If you have a longer work position line off that high tie-in point, that's perfectly fine as well. So you find out which end. Obviously it's going to be the one that pulls down and one that doesn't jam. So I like to do a little midline catch and kind of pre-plan my rope setup. So I'll add a nice little English prusik knot with my retrieval ball here. Take 3 or 4 wraps, similar to climbing so it doesn't slip. Set it set, and I start pulling it down. Now, when I pull this down, that green cam 3 that I was advancing with comes down with my original Alpine. So now I have this, which now I can unclip. So now I can take these knots off or leave them. I like taking my carabiners off at first so I don't drag them in the dirt. Now my green line can come all the way out. So you won't have to fight with that friction the whole entire time, pulling one system out at a time. You actually bypass all that. So now my working line is out. Now all I have to do is retrieve my access line. So now, this mid-line, that ball catches. Now I pull this up. My line came to the ground. Everything's out. Ready?